They vanished without a trace. A massive U.S. Navy cargo ship with 306 crew members gone. 5 military bombers on a routine training flight, swallowed by the sky. A state-of-the-art airliner. Here, 1 minute, vanished the next. For decades. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, has been the epicenter of one of history's most chilling mysteries. Are alien abductions, time warps, or a gateway to another dimension to blame? Or is there a far more terrifying scientific truth lurking beneath the waves? Today, we're pulling back the curtain and exposing the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle. What we found will shock you. Let's start with the legend itself. The Bermuda Triangle is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The 3 corners of the triangle are typically marked by Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico. The area covers a massive expanse of about 500,000 square miles of ocean. The term Bermuda Triangle was first coined in 1964 by writer Vincent Gaddis in an article for a pulp magazine, but the fascination with the region's supposed mysteries began much earlier. Notably, with the disappearance of Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine navigation exercise. These were experienced pilots in reliable aircraft, but a couple of hours into the flight, something went terribly wrong. Radio transmissions revealed the flight leader was confused, his compasses apparently malfunctioning. He reported being lost and unable to determine his position. In a chilling final message, he was heard saying, "It looks like we are entering white water. We're completely lost." Then, silence. All 5 planes, with 14 airmen, vanished. A Martin Mariner rescue plane with 13 crew members was immediately dispatched to search for them. It, too, disappeared. No wreckage, no bodies, nothing was ever found from either Flight 19 or the rescue plane. This single event became the cornerstone of the Bermuda Triangle legend. Another infamous case is the USS Cyclops. In March 1980, this colossal Navy cargo ship, over 540 feet long, set sail from Brazil to Baltimore with 306 crew and passengers. It made a scheduled stop in Barbados and was never seen again. The ship didn't even send out an SOS distress call. It simply vanished. In the years that followed, 2 of its sister ships, the Proteus and the Nereus, also disappeared along similar routes during World War II. 3 massive, identical ships, all gone without a trace. Coincidence? Or something more? These stories, along with dozens of others involving yachts, commercial airliners like the Star Tiger and Star Ariel in the late 1940s, and private planes, fueled a global obsession. Books, documentaries, and movies painted a picture of a paranormal hotspot on Earth. Theories ran wild. Some suggested a blue hole in the ocean floor, a magnetic vortex that pulls ships and planes into another dimension. Others pointed to extraterrestrial involvement, with UFOs abducting vessels for study. A popular theory even involved the lost city of Atlantis, suggesting that powerful energy crystals from the sunken civilization were causing electromagnetic anomalies that disrupted equipment. While these ideas are exciting, are they based in reality? It's time to separate fact from fiction! Let's re-examine the case of Flight 19. While the story is dramatic, many crucial details are often left out. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, was actually a new transfer to the Fort Lauderdale base and wasn't familiar with the area. Records show he had a history of getting lost during flights. On that fateful day, the weather, which started clear, deteriorated rapidly. Investigators believed Taylor, thinking his compasses were broken, mistook the Bahama Islands for the Florida Keys, and inadvertently led his squadron further out into the open Atlantic, away from land. As for the rescue plane that disappeared, The Mariner was nicknamed the flying gas tank for its known tendency to have fuel vapor leaks. The crew of a nearby ship reported seeing a massive explosion in the sky at the exact time and location where the rescue plane would have been. The most likely scenario: a tragic accident, compounded by human error and bad weather. What about the USS Cyclops? Investigators now believe the ship's design may have been its undoing. It was carrying a heavy load of dense manganese, ore, which is known to be much heavier than typical cargo, like coal. The ship was also known to have a structural weakness that caused it to roll heavily in rough seas. If one of its engines failed, which was common at the time, the ship could have easily capsized and sunk rapidly in a storm, leaving no time for an Its sister ships likely suffered similar fates. The disappearances weren't mysterious. They were tragic engineering and operational failures meeting the unforgiving nature of the sea. So, if it's not aliens or time warps, what is going on in the Bermuda Triangle? Scientists and maritime experts point to a perfect storm of completely natural, albeit dangerous, explanations. First, the weather. The area is known as Hurricane Alley for a reason. It's prone to sudden, violent storms that can appear with little warning. Furthermore, the Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current, flows through the triangle. It's essentially a river within the ocean, moving at speeds up to 5 miles per hour. This current can generate rogue waves, massive walls of water reaching heights of 100 feet, easily capable of swamping even large ships in an instant. The Gulf Stream can also quickly disperse any wreckage, carrying it far from a crash site and making recovery efforts incredibly difficult. Then there's the unique geology of the seafloor. The Bermuda Triangle is home to some of the deepest ocean trenches in the world, including the Puerto Rico Trench, which plunges over 27,000 feet down. If a ship or plane were to sink here, it would be lost in an abyss, far beyond the reach of most recovery equipment. The region is also known for its strong and unpredictable magnetic variations. The geographic North Pole and the magnetic North Pole are in 2 different places. Usually, a compass can be adjusted to account for this. However, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north line up. This can, and does, cause compasses to give false readings if pilots and navigators aren't prepared for it, leading to catastrophic navigational errors. Another compelling scientific theory involves methane hydrates. The ocean floor in this region is rich with vast frozen deposits of methane gas. If there's a sudden change in pressure or temperature, like a small underwater landslide, these deposits can rapidly destabilize and erupt, releasing a massive bubble of methane gas. This phenomenon is known as a methane blowout. Scientists have shown in lab experiments that if a ship is directly above one of these eruptions, the water density beneath it would decrease so dramatically that the ship would lose all buoyancy and sink like a stone in seconds. A similar release into the atmosphere could potentially stall an aircraft's engines or even cause an explosion. So, when we combine extreme weather, rogue waves, the powerful Gulf Stream, deep ocean trenches, magnetic anomalies, and the potential for massive methane gas, the Bermuda Triangle is so much a paranormal mystery as it is one of the most navigationally treacherous and dangerous stretches of ocean on the planet. But here's the biggest secret of all. According to the US Coast Guard, the US Navy, and major insurance underwriters like Lloyd's of London, the Bermuda Triangle doesn't actually exist. Statistically, there is no greater number of ship or plane disappearances inside this so-called triangle than in any other heavily trafficked area of the ocean with similar weather conditions. The legend was built on a handful of cases that were embellished, misreported, or lacked crucial context. Many supposed mystery disappearances happened during wartime or were small boats that simply ran out of fuel or encountered a storm. The reality is that the ocean is a vast and powerful place, and unfortunately, accidents happen. The story of the Bermuda Triangle is a powerful lesson in how myths are born. It takes a few unexplained events, adds a dose of sensationalism, leaves out the boring scientific facts, and creates a legend that captures the public imagination. While the idea of alien portals and underwater crystal pyramids is far more exciting, the scientific truth is, in its own way, just as fascinating and humbling. It reminds us of the raw power of nature and the courage of the sailors and aviators who navigate our world's most challenging environments. So, the next time you hear a spooky story about the Devil's Triangle, remember the science, remember the hurricanes, the rogue waves, the geology, and the powerful currents. These secrets of the Bermuda Triangle aren't hidden in another dimension. They're right here, in the natural forces that shape our planet. The mystery isn't what happened to these lost ships and planes. The real mystery is why the legend continues to be more powerful than the truth. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. If you enjoyed uncovering these secrets, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. Let us know in the comments what mystery you want us to investigate next. See you in the next video.